Hi teens, welcome to Teen Crafternoon with Tracy. For today's craft, we are going to be making shrink art. For shrink art, what you will need as your supplies is you will need shrink plastic. And that comes in two different forms. It can be clear plastic or frosted. And what you may find in the store is you may find Shrinky Dink brand, or sometimes you'll find other brands. But Shrinky Dink will look like this with either the crystal clear kind or the rough and ready. Now, to decorate your shrink plastic, you will need, for the clear plastic, some Sharpies or other permanent markers. And for the frosted plastic, you'll need colored pencils. Other supplies that you'll need will be scissors, a hole punch if you want to turn your shrink art into a key ring or a zipper pull. And if you want to do that, you might also get some jump rings and either a key ring or one of these nifty little clips. So how do you make your shrink art? Well, first of all, you make your design. And keep in mind that when you make your design, it's going to shrink to about 1/3 of the original size. So this is the original, and it's 2.5 inches square. And this is the shrunken one, and it is around 1 inch square. It's not exactly 1 inch, but it's pretty close. When you make your design, you can either be super creative and crafty and draw your own design and your own patterns, or you can go and find some sort of design that you like online and trace that. So that is what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to do this one guy right here on my frosted, and I'm going to trace. Okay, so now I have my lizard and I've got him traced, and I'm going to color him in. Okay, so I have this guy done. And note that you don't have to be a perfectionist when you're doing your coloring on this, because when you shrink it, it gets a lot finer, and it actually, it will correct a lot of your mistakes when you shrink it. Okay, so that guy is done. And now to use this, I am just going to, for this one, I think I'm just going to do a big letter T. And that way I can put it on my key ring and everybody will know which keys are mine. So now I need to cut out my shapes. Now my T I want to use as a key ring. So in order to do that, I'm going to need to make space to create a hole in this. So I am going to cut this out a little bit outside the lines. And remember, this shrinks to 1/3 the original size. So if it seems like you have a really huge border, it's not really going to be huge when it shrinks. All right, so I have that, and punch my hole. Oh, it's getting stuck in the hole punch. There we go. All right, so there's my T. And then let's do the same sort of thing for this guy. Just make him a big oval. And I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole just in case. All right, so once you have now I have my two shapes, my frosted one and my clear one, and I am ready to shrink them. How do you shrink your Shrinky Dinks? Well, for that part of the process, you'll need to put your Shrinky Dinks into a toaster oven or a conventional oven set at 350 degrees, or whatever is the manufacturer's recommended settings for the shrink plastic that you purchase. I like to shrink mine on a foil-lined baking tray, but I've heard people use paper bags, not plastic bags, but paper bags, or put it directly on a oven-proof glass baking dish. But for me, the foil-lined tray works great. And you will also need a hot pad because this pan is going to be really hot when you pull it out of the oven. We'll put this in the toaster oven and wait about 1 to 2 minutes for the plastic to curl and shrink. At this point, they've been in the toaster oven about 2 minutes, and they curled up quite a bit, and then eventually they flattened down. And so now they're ready to pull out with a mitt. And you can see that they are lots shorter, lots smaller than they were before. After this, you'll just let them cool off for a couple of minutes, and then you can put them on the jump ring or do whatever it is that you planned on doing with them. And here's my completed project. If you decide to try this project, take pictures and share them on Instagram, and make sure you tag LSC Sci-Fair Library. Happy crafting!